Joe the Fan here with Just Win Bets, baby. Shayna, we have a new segment on the show here. We're getting a lot of interest in MLB, so we might have to look at that market. But before we even do that, we're almost at 400 subscribers on YouTube, Shayna. That's looking pretty good.
Yeah, growing a little bit each day. I love it. And thanks for everybody for the support. Tell your friends, spread the word out, and hopefully we can keep growing.
Yeah, as you know, this is, of course, a betting podcast. So let's get into our new segment in MLB, which will be the number of the most wins in the month of June for an MLB team. Now, there's a couple criteria now. What happens if they happen to be a tiebreaker? So if there's a tiebreaker, they go by the fewest losses. And second, they go by best run differential. So obviously there's a lot of key teams out there, the Yankees, the Dodgers, the Philadelphia Phillies, the list goes on and on. Who do you have as the most wins in the month of June?
I'm going to go with the Detroit Tigers. Detroit Tigers. The Tigers have a pretty good season this year so far. They're 37-20. They're in first place in the AL Central. And then their games in the month of June, they have some pretty easy competition in the month of June. So they have a series against the White Sox. The White Sox aren't great. They have a series against the Orioles. The Orioles were pretty good last year, but this year have slipped a bunch. So that should be easy two games at least there. They play the Reds, and they also play the Pirates, and they also play the Athletics. So I think that's a pretty easy schedule. And then they don't really have any huge powerhouses that they play in the month of June either. They play a lot of decent teams, but they're not playing like the Dodgers or the Yankees or anything like that. So I'm going to go with the Detroit Tigers. They're currently plus 510 right now to have the best record in the month of June.
Ooh, that's a nice one. I'm going to go with the New York Yankees, currently at plus 430. And I'm going to take a long shot here, Shano. I'm going to go with the Atlanta Braves, currently at 1725. You just never know. In baseball, it's hit or miss. I know a guy that calls it whiskey in a revolver. Okay, you know what I mean? Because you just never know. I've seen games where it's very hard to bet on baseball, but that's why I like the futures, of course. But they're up 8-1 going to the bottom of the ninth, and then you lose 9-1, 9-8. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, and in baseball, I feel like if teams get hot, they go on some streaks sometimes.
Absolutely.
They'll go in like 10, 11, 12-game win streaks a lot. Like it happens all the time. Every year that happens. So I think that happens a lot. I like the Braves pick. If I had to go a long shot, I think I'm going to do the Houston Astros. The Houston Astros, I looked it up. They have the easiest remaining schedule in baseball. The June schedule doesn't look super tough. Astros are decent this year. They're about 4 or 5 games over 500. So I'm going to go Houston Astros. They're currently plus 1675. So decent payout there if that pays out. That's my long shot.
The only issue that bettors are going to have a problem with if a player gets suspended, heaven forbid someone gets hurt, these things happen. So guys, when you're betting on stuff like this, yes, you look at the schedule, you look at the strength of schedule, etc. But then you look at, hey, is this guy, does he pull a hammy or Tommy John? You gotta rely on the pitching as well, because pitching is very important in baseball. But that's the kind of things that you're looking at. So just a recap, I'm going with the Yankees at plus 430, the Atlanta Braves at 1725, and Shayna, you're going with the
Detroit Tigers at plus 510, and then my long shot, the Astros at plus 1675.
That's great. So we're going to continue to do that every month, guys, for you, and show you how many wins in the MLB for the month. In this case, it's the month of June, but we'll do it next month for the month of July, and so on, right before the postseason in October. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And thank you for all the followers here on YouTube. Let's try to get to 400. But the channel is growing, and we have a lot of more content to put out there for you. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell for that notification. So as soon as we put on a short or a video, you'll be the first to know. Till next time, see you later.